I'd always been interested in academics, but I hadn't, and I could work when I had to, but I wasn't particularly challenged apparently.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons. Challenged young Johnny Cheeseman with a new school somewhere out in the Northeast. We read things like, I don't know, Tom Jones and Hamlet and a lot of Shakespeare and just, interesting stuff I'd never heard of before. It took me forever to read it, but I learned how to read it and I learned how to critically analyze it, primarily because of those teachers in the classroom here. And one in particular, Joe Grover, died not too long ago.
Right.
Joe was the kind of man who sort of came into you indirectly. I don't remember a heck of a lot about what Joe said in the classroom or even what he did, but it was his presence that was so powerful for me.
Right.
It was an infusion of Joe Grover's strength in me as a person, as a teacher, that I most remember. And then I had a chance to work with the man later when I came back here as an employee.
It's always fascinating to me, like it's such a familiar story to me, based on my experience here, your story as a student coming in here,
Yeah.
Who needed more connection, needed maybe some more role models, needed opportunity, right, to build confidence. All things that we sort of base our work on today.
I mean, Worcester has worked so hard at not the idea of community, at the real thing, and making it a community. And I can see it everywhere I go around here. It's pretty hard to emphasize polarity and speak in polarized terms around here. Somebody's going to call you on it, number one,
Right.
and which is helpful and healthy. But usually you don't have to even worry about it because there's a higher mission at work here, and the kids and the faculty and the board and the trustees and the parents, everybody knows what that mission is. So there's no need really to worry about hatred and division and polarity. I'm not saying everything is beautifully smooth all the time, but you've set the tone here. And the tone has always been set that way. You've inherited the tone, maintained it. And that's not easy to maintain. I know that. But you constantly have to work at it. It separates us from the rest of the chaos around us. It's an island of sanity, this place. I've always looked upon it as that. It really is. We're fortunate to have an island of, not that we're cut off from everything, but there's a way to do things. And we do it, I think, pretty damn well right here.
I talked about a bubble, you talk about an island, and how important, that is for kids' development. Like they need a place where they feel safe and where they can be challenged but not be worried about failing, where they know there's extra help, where there's support, but also there's the expectation that they're going to work and get better. That's so important. But what gets lost sometimes too, I think, is, and Alumni Day is, I think, a good day to think about this. We've also had this mission of sending people out into the world who can change the world, whether it's just at the relationship level that they have, or at a regional level or a national level.
Everything is nicely in place. The plant is superbly different. The transformational classrooms you've got, the learning opportunities on campus. Everything is here and through the work of a whole bunch of people over the decades. That's the key here. Everybody has worked so hard from day one since 1926 to get us here now, and we all have to remember that and thank all of those people and keep at it. But it is a constant effort by individuals to help this place move ahead from strength to strength.